Good day everyone, my name is Christian Lopez. Today we will going to discuss about teacher as a classroom manager. Therefore, it includes their tasks and also their challenges. And lastly, I will give my insight as a future teacher of what are my personal plan to become an effective classroom manager. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey everyone. So before we will going to our main purpose of this video, let us talk about what is manager first. So when we talk about manager, it is a person who are in charge of managing or running a firm or comparable organization in its entirety or in part. So what is the role of a manager? So in any company, a manager is crucial. He leads others, coordinates employee operations, delegate power to subordinates, makes critical decisions, manages human relations, and serve as the organization's spokeswoman, and among other things. Now, let us talk about classroom. So when we heard classroom, what do we mean? So a room where classes are taught in school, college, or even universities. So therefore, when we talk about classroom manager, it is a person who leads, manage, and discipline his subordinates. And now we are referring to a teacher. Talk about or let us discuss our main topic for this day, starting from what are the tasks of a teacher as a classroom manager. But before that, let us talk about what is classroom management first. So when we talk about classroom management, in the teaching learning process, classroom management is the linchpin that makes teaching and learning possible. So when we talk about linchpin, it refers to a person or a thing that is critical to the success of a business or even an organization. So going back to what is classroom management includes also planning, coordinating process and resources, structuring the environment to enhance efficiency, assessing pupils' progress, and predicting future difficulties are all responsibilities of a teacher. If that is the case, then what are the tasks of a teacher as a classroom manager? A role of a teacher involves creating lesson plans and instructing pupils of different ages. They are responsible for giving assignments, grading tests, and keeping track of a student's progress. So teacher must be able to teach a wide range of subjects and engage students with interesting lesson ideas. This means that utilizing classroom management techniques all throughout the lesson in order to maintain a consistent learning atmosphere. Some techniques involve focusing the whole class rather than on individual students and also their behavior. Teachers have many responsibilities, not just giving lessons and every day. It also includes the following. First, develop and issue educational content including notes, tests, and assignments. Teachers supervise classes to ensure all students are learning in a safe and productive environment. They also organize supplies and resources for lectures and presentations. Teacher also deliver personalized instruction to each student by encouraging interactive learning. They also plan and implement educational activities and events. Teachers ensure your classroom clean and orderly for your learning. They also prepare and distribute periodic progress reports and semester report cards. They attend parent-teacher meetings. They evaluate and document students' progress. Also, they allocate and grade homework, assignments, and tests. So those are some responsibilities of a teacher. So now, why do the teacher need to be a manager? So Because teachers are watched by 35 or more pairs of eyes at a time, it is crucial that teachers focus on procedures that enforce his or her role as a manager. Let us go to the second main topic of this day, which is what are the challenges of a teacher as a classroom manager. So we will think or we will going to know what are the challenges of a classroom teacher in this video. So classroom challenges are one of the adequate problems faced by every single teachers, and a good teacher has the courage to overcome all these challenges bravely. So they need to face all the challenges and they need to be strong to overcome those challenges and to help uh, their students progress. So teachers encounter a variety of obstacles in the classroom. It includes a lack of cooperation, limited personal time, working toward long-term goals, conflicts, and the student accuses and many other things. So addressing these frequent classroom issues can assist not just to increase teacher retention but also to improve student success rates and overall educational qualities. So now let us talk about what are the challenges that a teacher is being faced. Let us start with the lack of time for planning. So, classroom challenges, unlike in the past, when teachers can't just finish off their syllables and typically evaluate the students, the situation is more challenging today, unlike in the past. They will have to handle multiple roles in the classroom. So, updating the subject to new demands, correcting materials, content presentation, managing field trip, as well as bringing in new creative approaches to meet the present educational trends are few among them. Another else is preparing, planning, and executing tasks expected out of them add a lot of pressure, and the lack of time doubles it. So that is the first challenge that the teacher has been faced of. Now let us go to the second one. The second one is lots of paperwork. So in addition to preparing quality teaching content, it is a common for school management to hand them with many additional roles including psychoeducator, social worker, counselor, and a lot more. So building reliable statistics and preparing and updating student growth indicators are one of the important classroom challenges they have to handle in addition to teaching notes. Such excessive paperwork take a lot of time out of their regular schedules. This can seriously impact the quality of work they deliver. So it is seriously challenging for them to handle all of this without giving a space for criticism. It can take a toll over their health, and many are finding it difficult even to have a proper work-life balance. Let us go to the third challenges that a teacher is facing up, which is the performance pressure from school administrators. Unlike in the past, there are serious competitors in every field, and the situation is no different in the teaching career. Everyone is being challenged always to give out their best because a better person is knocking on your role. This causes a lot of pressure from school administrators to perform well every time without leaving any point of blame. A teacher is now accountable for the win percentage of the class, the lines of the student growth indicators, and even the disciplinary factors of the class they handled. Being accountable for a number of roles other than quality teaching is sure to put on a lot of performance pressure on teachers. Now let us go to the fourth one. Balancing diverse learning needs. Let it be any school. The type of students in a classroom will be different and they will have diverse learning needs. Satisfying all of them in the same way while approaching a particular curriculum will be a serious challenge. So nowadays, teachers are trying two differential teaching strategies. They use different strategies to satisfy a slow learner and quick learner. So they will be forced to bring in a lot of creativity and diverse strategies, which in turn require additional preparation time. However, once you learn to come out of it, it will, of course, be an empowering experience for your career and for the benefit of the classroom as well. So, in my opinion, this is one of the challenges faced by a teacher because we all know that uh, not all individuals have unique characteristic which having the creativeness of their own, or they have talents in doing creativity. So if you don't have those characteristics, then you have many obstacles in styling your room, how to be more friendly environment, how to be more creative. So, going to the challenges, let's go to the fifth one, handle too many masters. So, there are, of course, in the middle of many masters, like parents, students, and school managers. Satisfying all of them in the same method can be a serious challenge for them. So, as a teacher, you are being watched by those masters, including the parents, the students, and also the school manager. So you need to do all your best for them to be satisfied. So a management that is not supportive, a class of students who lack teamworks, and parents who are complaining without understanding can make the job tough for them. Also, there can be arguments or even fights between these masters, and taking a stand to solve the situation can be a bit worrying for them at least a few of the times. They will have to make choices between fairness and survival at a time. So it is very important that as a teacher, you will have a parent teacher meeting or parent teacher students meeting, so that there will be agreements of what will you are going to do when students is having some difficulties, or students will do some bad actions. And then parents also needs to understand that being a teacher is not easy. It is because they cannot handle many students. I will going to give my thoughts on what are my personal plan to become an effective classroom manager. So let's start with having the positive good vibes in the classroom. We all know that when you enter the classroom, it is where your challenges begins, because there are many students with different qualities. You teach students with different attitudes or different characteristics. So having positive good vibes, or showing them that you are an equal teacher, then they cannot feel that they are not belong in this group. Another else is having a mindset. So with this attitude, you need to put in your mind that when the students enter the school, you as a teacher has now the responsible for what everything that the student will do. So in addition, for you to be respected by your students, you as a teacher, you also need to respect your students. So third qualities that should be applied to become an effective classroom manager is that you should apply the planning method. So as a future teacher, I should plan everything that I need to do inside the classroom. And I should not come up with one plan only, rather than uh, making lots of plan for me to easily find solution for the circumstances that I may encounter. So next is the consistency. So as a future teacher, I should be a role model of my students for them to follow and for them to become a better person. So as a teacher, everyone expect you that you have a good behavior since you are teaching students how to become a better person. And lastly is that the structure. So to become an effective classroom manager, you should make a structure in your classroom. Why? So that your student will be able to know what are the things they expect and for them to structure that the classroom or the students, that every student has a specific responsibilities. So those are my personal plan to become an effective classroom manager. That's all. Thank you.